Cardiff City TV. Happy New Year. We're here for some under-21 action. Bluebirds taking on Watford today here at Neckwith. Purse's side hoping to make a good start to the new year with 3 points this afternoon. So then we will run through Cardiff City's starting lineup for this game. The young players in there this afternoon. Goal is Joe Thomas. We have Will Spears, Malachi Fagan Walcott wearing the captain's armband. Freddie Cook at centre half alongside him. Louis Giles as well wearing number 3. Number 4 is Dan Barton. Also in there in midfield, Kyle Kenneford, Trey George, Raheem Conte, Jaffet, Paddy Matondo, and Finn Johnson wearing number 9. Delighted to say, joining me this afternoon is Cardiff City left back Tom Davis on loan at Kilmarnock, but back for a winter break, Tom, I believe.
Yeah, so we've got the week off, so I've just come back home for a week. So yeah, looking forward to watching the 21s today. Haven't been able to watch them much this season, so looking forward to it. Looks like a young team out today, so obviously chances to impress. Yeah, looking forward to it. Should be a good game.
And obviously you've been up in Scotland for the first 6 months of this season, but looking at that team sheet and some of those younger players who on that 11 should we be keeping an eye out for, the guys making the jump up from 18s to 21s?
Yeah, there's obviously quite a few. I think Will Spears, when I've sort of trained with him, he's been really good and he's impressed. I think Jaffet as well has obviously got his chance today in the team. He will obviously be looking to contribute, and I think for all of them it's a really good opportunity to sort of get into the minds of Percy and Blocks as well, that they should keep their place. Obviously we've got quite a few of the 21s at the moment up with the first team, and that's all good experience, and obviously as a result of that you get a lot of 18s moving up to the 21s. So yeah, it's just about taking, for all of the boys now, it's just about taking their chances. And yeah.
Well, off we go then in this game. As Tom mentions, it's always 2 halves to an under-21 season. You have the first half of the season where typically you have your stronger players out every week, and then after January, who knows who might go out on loan, injuries per se, but then there's always a chance for some under-18s players to make the step up. It's a good ball in behind Watford into the box. Thankfully for City. Pass is inaccurate, and out for a goal kick.
It's obviously good to see the boys looking to play out. Obviously having that first team experience, I think outside of obviously like the Prem, the Championship, not many teams would play out. It's sort of more direct football. But obviously I think the boys sort of learning to be able to play out is so important, and they want to reach the top levels, and it's good to see that.
Yeah, certainly, especially at obviously different levels, and in the youth levels the pitches aren't always 100%, so playing out from the back can be a little bit difficult on times. I'm sure that's something you found up in Scotland as well.
Yeah, obviously our home pitch at Kilmarnock's a 3G, so it does make it difficult, and I think when Celtic come and the big teams who want to play it, they do find it tough. It's always the first thing the manager would use as an excuse. But I think it works really well for us because we don't like to play as much.
Another goal kick for City then. This time it does go long towards Matondo. Finn Johnson in pursuit as well. And there's Carl Kenneford sticking that out for a throw in. For City we have the Watford 11, which looks something like this. Number 1 in goal is Jonathan McCauley. Number 2 is Albert Eames. Number 3 is Freddie Buez. Number 4 is Leo Ramirez Spain. Number 5 and captain is Aidan Coyne. Number 6 is Josh Mullins. Number 7 is Michael Adupoku. Number 8, Charlie Davis. Number 9, Lacan Torres. Number 10 is Junior Gamfi. And number 11 is Xavier Macia Edwards. It was Macia Edwards looking for a little 1-2 that doesn't come off. Instead, the Bluebirds have the ball back. Fagan Walcott. Conte. Spears does well to tidy up then. He's got space in front of him now. Inside the City half. Nice ball to release Trey George. In turn finds Conte out on the left. Not a bad ball to find Japhet Matondo. Into the box comes Kyle Kenneford. Clipped across, and it's a good defensive header. Good run that from Kyle into the box late.
I was just going to say then, obviously spoke about people to look out for. I think Kyle brings a real composure to the midfield, and I think he's got that edge to his game as well, which is always good for a holding midfielder. And obviously seeing then he likes to join in the attack too and can be creative.
Very mature. Kyle Kenneford in the middle of the park, making that step up this season. 18s last year. Fully fledged 21s member this.
He's obviously got boys ahead of him that are playing well as well, like Cameron Antwi and Ryan Kavanagh in that position, so this is another good opportunity for him.
And that's exactly what we discussed earlier about the second half of the season, and maybe players possibly going out on loan, or the opportunities for 18s players coming up to the 21s. It's a big learning curve, isn't it, when you make that step up?
Yeah, we've experienced that. I think a couple of seasons ago we had a really strong side. I think we'd won 12 in a row at the start of the season, and then obviously we lost pretty much more than half of our team, so then that brings up young boys to get that experience, but it's part of development. I think results is not the main focus at this level. It's more developing the younger players and giving them that experience. Yeah.
Ball back with Watford's back four. Josh Mullins. Ball goes down the line into Torres. Dealt with by Cook. Out for a Watford throw. Looking for their first win in 3, Watford. That victory in their last few fixtures. City played Millwall last time out just before the new year in their most recent game, so both sides looking to get back to winning ways here today. Here's Coyne on the ball for Watford. Dan Barton in pursuit of that one, and Tondo trying to help out, but here's Buez into Torres. It's a good effort from Massey Edwards, but Thomas equal to it. Jones goes back to Cook. Good confident turn from him there. Barton plays down the line towards Finn Johnson. Adupoku on the right flank for Watford, gets his cross in. It's a good take, very good take there. Joe Thomas.
I think our main threat today is going to be sort of winning the ball back and getting that early counter attack. We've got quick players in attack with Finlay Johnson, as you can see now, sort of always on the last line. Sort of use his strengths and use his pace in behind. Raheem Conte on the left as well, and Jafet on the other side.
Great work from Malachi. Allows Raheem Conte to get the shot off, blocked away. Good composed footwork in there from the centre half. Looked like he was going to lose the ball and then just came away with it through two Watford players. And there's Raheem, as you mentioned then, good example of his pace and his ability up front.
Yeah, he's obviously had a full year with him last year, and he's got a real quality to his game on the ball as well. In the final third, I think he had a few injuries as well, so it's good to see him playing regularly again, and he's really sharp on the ball.
There's Barton, now that man Conte again wins a throw. A round of applause from Darren Pearce. We're pleased with what he's seen so far. Real chances for either side, one pretty straightforward effort for Thomas to deal with in the City goal. Xavier Messiah Edwards curled the ball straight at him. As we approach at the 10-minute mark, it is 0-0. Spears inside, just caught by the Watford man. Leo Ramirez Espan protesting his innocence. It's Barton. Nice ball from Conte to find Trey George. Heading for the box, George. Who can he pick out? Matondo is there. Conte, space just disappears for him. Here's Kenneford recycling the ball. Nice ball out to Spears. As well, Will Spears. Matondo now, space on the edge of the box. Jeffet Matondo, good save from Macaulay.
Good direct play there from Trey as well on the other side. I think we've got a sort of front four that they all really want to get at their defender, and I think as well you got two midfielders in Kyle and Dan Barton that will get on the ball in any situation, and it really helps sort of us play through the lines and gives the centre backs options all the time.
Albert Eames on the ball for Watford. Finn Johnson showing his pace to press this loose ball from Aidan Coyne, defended as well to get it out to Messiah Edwards. Another shot goal there. Took a deflection out for a Watford corner. I think it was Michael Adupoku cut inside from the left flank. Taken short, back to Charlie Davis, into the box it goes, poor ball. Dan Barton might be able to lead a counter charge here. Here's Johnson, good turn from him, and Trey George away through the middle. Still got work to do here, George, but he enters the box. Can he get the shot off? Good save. As you mentioned before, that quick counter-attack, that's just what the Bluebirds look to do there.
Yeah, like I said, we got really quick players in attack, and I think as soon as the ball's won, the thought from them is always in behind, with the pace and stuff that we possess.
Short corner taken. Here's Louis Giles, puts it in low. Oh, nice idea, but it's easily gathered by Jonathan McCauley in the Watford goal, and now they look to launch a counter of their own. Dan Barton as well, just to put a stop to it.
I think we'll be happy with them just having the ball in this area of the pitch. I think, like I said, I think where we're going to hurt them most is on that sort of when we just win the ball back. And that's when they're going to be open and vulnerable in behind.
As you mentioned earlier, if you're looking to play on the break and win the ball back high, you want two midfielders like Dan Barton and Carl Kenneford in there to try and pinch possession as often as they can.
Yeah, and they do. Obviously, the main qualities are on the ball, but I think both of them do have an edge to their game, and it's sort of what you need as a holding midfielder.
Throw in on the left end. Giles finds Conte. Sent along towards Finn Johnson, who was offside, so we'll come back for a Watford free kick. On the bench for City this afternoon, we've got Jake Dennis wearing number 13, Tanatswa Nyakua, Lewis Phillips, Dakarai Mafiko and Troy Perrott. And you talk about pacey attackers trying to play on the break. There's a few better than that than Tanatswa Nyakua in that 18 side, Tom. What do you make of him and his progression so far this year?
Yeah, obviously, when I obviously look at how the results are going in the 18s on Twitter and stuff, it's always Nyakua with the goals. I haven't shared the pitch with him too often, but he looks like a real talent, and I'm sure he'll have an impact at some point.
Yeah, and as you've discussed already, the type of game and the first 15 minutes of this one, this is going to suit him down to the ground if and when he does come on. Lovely turn and footwork there by Raheem Conte. Takes the ball to the byline, puts it across, and it's not too far away. And Japhet Matondo just stretching to get a head on it. A little too much on the ball, but good signs. And again, Raheem Conte impressing on the left flank.
Yeah, that's sort of his bread and butter, 1v1 attacking, getting balls into the box.
From Lekan Torres of Watford, surely offside, is against Xavier Macia Edwards. Keep the ball alive, managed to get out of a tight space. Back it goes to Mullins. Now the keeper, McCauley. down the line looking for Adupoku. Again, good ball across, and Thomas just can't gather it. Fortunately, Will Spears is there to stick it behind for a corner rather than an own goal, but if he hadn't been there, it was an easy tap in for the Watford man.
Yeah, it was a really good run down the side from the Watford man, and gets his ball into the box. I think we were lucky in the end. Just missing the post on the back post.
Safety first. It does give Watford a corner though. Whipped in towards the keeper, punched away. As well defended by Matondo, who is fouled as well on the clearance. Free kick to City. Ball intercepted, but Kenneford able to get a toe on it again. That's intercepted by Conte, so close to pinching that ball from Mullins. He was in on goal if he had.
I think they're the sort of opportunities that we're looking for. We're obviously happy to have them the ball, but any loose pass, dodgy touch or whatever, I think with the boys we've got to be looking at pouncing on that.
Freddie Cook heads away. The long ball is Trey George just picking up the pieces and releasing Conte once again. Looking back towards George, slightly under hit. Ramirez of Spain, the man able to intercept. Looked like he was fouled as he won that ball back, nothing given. Watford continue with it. No throw in either. Spears does a good job of just standing his man up. Junior Giamfi back on the ball now, Watford's number 10. Shot on goal, well held this time. Thomas.
Yeah, they look really comfortable on the ball, this Watford side, but I think we'll be happy. I don't think they obviously haven't troubled us much so far.
Yeah, neat and tidy in possession, Watford, and starting to grow into it, but the Bluebirds looking pretty solid at the back until now. Here is the Amphi. Kenneford just sizing him up. Kenneford winning that ball up back like we mentioned earlier. And now Trey George leading the break for City. Conte over to his left, clipped by the Watford man who goes into the book. Says he take the free kick quickly. Matondo has got Spears on the outside. Will Spears cuts towards the centre of the box. Back out to George. Conte. Oh, Spears looking for the man in behind who wasn't there. Hopefully Freddie Cook's able to give the ball back to the Bluebirds. There's Matondo. Inside looking for Trey George. Loose ball once again. Bluebirds have it back. Fagan Walcott back to Cook. It's going to be a yellow card now. I don't think the referee quite had a chance to show it earlier. Trey George was caught. Just taking the note of which player got the yellow. Back at the way. Nice idea from faking ball. There's Ken for good feet in towards Finn Johnson. Oh, does really well to retain possession there. Johnson went to ground but kept hold of the ball. Real lively striker, isn't he? Never stops moving, Finn Johnson. He's always on the go, whether he's pressing or making runs.
Yeah, obviously you see that a bit with Isaac Davis in the first team. He's sort of that profile, pressing as well, sort of. He's always on your heels if you're a centre half, and well, then when you do have the ball, he's always on the last line, and makes it's obviously like a worry if you're a centre half, and with his pace as well.
Lovely ball out to Giles. Can he keep it in? Just about. Should have been the throw. Somehow doesn't win the throw in. Much to his dismay. It was a Watford ball.
I think we're doing a good job of sort of locking them in our half, a bit more controlled possession in their half, and I think when we do lose it, we've got a good defensive balance, and the counter press is really good, and that's how you sort of sustain those attacks, is when you do lose it, how quickly can you win it back. And I think that's a big thing certainly that I've had with 21's football, is what's your reaction like when you lose the ball, and counter press as well is just so important to learn, not getting frustrated by a mistake, like giving the ball away, and for next action being a positive one and trying to win it back.
And at the end of the day, we talk about results and stuff at under 21s and under 18s level, but really it's that learning and that development that's most important from these games, isn't it?
Yeah, like obviously when one of these boys, if they get the chance to play in the first team, is like they might make a mistake. Everyone makes mistakes. I think first team coaching staff are more, it's about what you do when you do make the mistake, and if your reaction is win it back as quick as possible, that's what it's going to impress. It's so important being a young player to have that.
Messiah Edwards back across to Albert Ames. Watford throw in. Freddie Boyers with the ball in hand. Good header back towards goal from Will Spears. Giles just about gets something on it, but it falls to the Watford man. There's Charlie Davis, wearing number 8 in the middle of the park for Watford, but it's pinched off him. Just caught there. Spears as he won the ball back and got it away from the Watford man.
two centre halves look really comfortable on the ball as well. I haven't had the chance to play with either Malachi or Freddie, but I think it's always a bonus when you look really comfortable on the ball, and obviously your first job as a defender is to be solid out of possession. But obviously 21's level, we want to try and play as much as we can, and I think they're really comfortable doing that.
Good work from Johnson there. Oh, excuse me, having a coughing fit in the press box here at Leckwith, but there we go, that's better. Here's Raheem Conte. Yeah, fouled again. Will Spears and Conte this both sides of the pitch, but a few small fouls there. Just stacking up now, and a few good free kick opportunities for City now too.
Yeah, like I said, we've got direct players in that position. They always want to take people on, and because they're so good at it, they're always going to commit fouls, and chance to put the ball in the box and use a bit more of our size up from the back.
Louis Giles over it. Good delivery, looking for Fagan Walcott. Oh, so close. Really difficult ball to defend that, bouncing. Unfortunately, a bit too difficult for Malachi to put away. It's just risen as it's bounced right over his head.
It's a great ball in, right into that corridor. It's just run off his man at the back post there, and obviously he would say as well he probably should have scored.
Given away to Conte. Raheem Conte advancing on goal. Tries to slide it through for Matondo. Johnson on the ball this time. Here's Giles, back to Conte. Trey George does well to keep the ball with the Bluebirds just over the head of Matondo, though, the cross.
I think we're just starting to get on top now in this game, having more possession, and we've had a better chance of the game as well.
It's a nice idea from Matondo, just went a little too early. And I think Will Spears just about knew that as he passed the ball. But yeah, you're right, Tom, the spaces are starting to appear, aren't they?
Yeah, and obviously we've got like I said, we've got boys who are always looking for that running behind, and it's just about timing it now and looking across the line, because the space is there and behind. They're not deep, Watford, and they're holding quite a high line, which would obviously suit us.
Nudge.
It's got to be a foul.
Off the ball, yeah, on Fagan Walcott. He's up and fine. The person who tried to put him off his jump, Laken Torres, has stayed on the deck. Didn't really look like he had eyes on the ball when he made that challenge.
Both competing for the ball, to be fair. wouldn't be a foul in Scotland either.
Well, while we wait for play to get back underway, tell us a little bit about your loan spell and the differences really between Scottish first team football and under 21 football here.
Yeah, I think you learn so much from being in a first team environment, and obviously, like me personally, Kilmarnock personally, have had a really good season. We're fourth in the table, and we've beat Celtic a few times, beat Rangers, and there's been some really good experiences in there. I think the main differences are sort of you learn so much out of possession. It's so important to be good at competing, and out of possession so important. Really getting against your man and sort of learning the dark arts out of possession is so important. And I think if you can do that, the manager will trust you and play.
Spears, nice feet, can't keep the ball though. In terms of the physical step up, Tom, as well, because how much of that is different from playing against people your own age, under 21s, under 18s, than going and playing, men's football every week?
Obviously, bigger players, that's obviously the main difference, but it's how they use their bodies as well. Whether it's sort of using an elbow, but it's a lot of the time it's fair up there, and you using your arms a lot more, I think. Little things like giving a centre half a nudge if you're a striker, it always puts them off. Just little things like that. You do learn a lot from that, and I don't think you get that as much as in 21s, which is obviously why it's so important for young players at sort of my age to get out and experience that. In possession, obviously, 21s, we're all comfortable on the ball, so it's always about developing that sort of out possession, which is the main sort of thing. And when you're trying to get a loan, is sort of learning. If you go to League Two, National League, it is a lot of the time it's going to be sort of head it, kick it, compete, rather than sort of 21s games where it's more possession based.
Break in play here. There's Will Spears, who is thankfully now back up on his feet. With 10 minutes or so of this first half remaining, looks hopefully like Spears will be able to continue. He's had a bit of treatment. He's back up walking round to halfway. Good first touch. A nice idea to try and find Trey George. Doesn't come off though, and here come Watford on the ball. Into the box it goes with Davis. Delivery towards Torres, gets his shot off there, Laken Torres. Pretty good chance for Watford that, but doesn't trouble the City goal. Johnson in pursuit of that ball, almost gets it as well. Closed off by two centre halves, but still battled Good header by the Watford man, gives City a throw. Across to Giles. Conte should get there. Haven't seen loads of clear-cut chances in this game. And then Malachi, Fagan Walcott with that header was probably the best of the day, but until now, City have restricted Watford to not very much at all.
And that's a credit to them, I think. Like I said, we're really comfortable when Watford do have the ball. We're well set up out of possession, and seeing there when the Watford centre-half stepping in, they're sort of leaving Finlay Johnson 1v1. So if we can just win that ball back, I think that'd be a really good opportunity then to counter press and go forward, and that's where I think we're going to hurt them.
Good displays in the middle as well. Kenneford and Barton doing that, tidying up very well. George puts his foot on that one. Johnson competes. Coin sticks the ball down the line. That's a free kick against Malachi for a little push in the back there. Free kick to Watford. Great tackle from Trey George. Foot on the ball. Fortunately can't come away with it though. Watford starting to put some passes together in the City half. Freddie Cook steps out, puts his head on the ball. Here's Kennedy. Surely pulled back there on the break, yeah, free kick.
I think they're going to have a few of those yellow cards today, those Watford defenders. And obviously, like I said, when we win it back, there is a break on. That's 2 yellow cards already, so walking a tightrope now.
Michael Adupoku, the man shown the yellow there. Still there for Spears if he can see it. Unfortunate not to find Matondo. Malachi Fagan Walcott does well. Good line held from the Bluebirds there. That's risky. Kenneford wasn't really aware of that pass from Fagan Walcott. It's given Watford a chance here. into the box with Torres. Headed away by Barton. Kenneford just playing safety first, and out for a corner it goes. Hand of apology from Carl Kenneford, and a little bit of miscommunication between those two. Goes Thomas Shorley fouled, trapped against the net. Second ball comes back across, free header, still not properly cleared. Fagan Walcott, good header. And here's Conte, picks up a loose ball, he's got Johnson ahead of him. Johnson just can't keep that long enough for Conte to take over.
Yeah, you spoke about main differences as well between first team and sort of 21s football. I think it's so important to be a good defender when you're defending set pieces, because I think this season it's not just corners. I think most teams have a long throw as well, so you do spend there are a lot of sort of dead ball situations and opportunities to score that way, and I think that's sort of a really big thing, is being solid from those sort of dead ball situations, and we're doing well so far with that this game.
And on the flip side of that as well, being dangerous when you have them yourself. You know, you saw Louis put that lovely ball in earlier to Malachi, almost taking advantage of our own set piece. But no, you're right, the Bluebirds holding it well against some big lads out there from Watford, to be fair, compared.
Yeah, we've got quite a small team out today, but it's all about competing and desire to get that first contacts and then second balls as well.
Heavy touch there, Barton as well to get the foot on it, and is fouled. Well, there's that desire.
Yeah,
good example of it. Had to be brave to make that challenge, Dan Barton.
He's had to do quite a bit of that dirty work so far in midfield. He's done it well.
Spears, good header into Matondo, bit of space for him on the edge of the box. Holds his foot in, just hoping for a run. Everyone else looking for a whistle as he's dragged back, but the Bluebirds do have a throw in as we enter stoppage time at the end of this one. Here's Matondo. Kenneford. That's a great ball back to Matondo. Trey George, edge of the area, can he get a shot away? Not quite. And Dan Barton trying to step in. Kenneford does brilliantly to win it back. Space for City on the right with Will Spears. Fagan Walcott as well.
Yeah, well pressured there by Kyle. Watford had an opportunity to break there, but like I said, Dan and Kyle they're good at that side of the game, and they've broke up play well there.
Not particularly happy down players of that initial decision when Watford's were. I think Fagan Walcott had done a good job of forcing the striker to put the ball out, and the throw-in went to the visitors. And that is the half-time whistle. No goals to talk about after 45, but entertaining, interesting battle. The City side looking to create chances on the break and show their pace. And Watford moving the ball around the back, but not too many clear-cut chances for them. One or two half attempts. City with the best opportunity in the first half coming to Malachi. Fagan Walcott just couldn't quite get his header on target from Louis Giles' cross. We will leave you with some first half highlights and see you in 15 minutes for the second half. At the break, it is Cardiff City 0, Watford 0. Welcome back then to Leckwith for the second half. Changes at the break for City. All to play for with 45 remaining. Header won by Fagan Walcott Barton. It's Kenneford in a spot of trouble, and Laken Torres trying to get on the ball.
I think as the game starts to open up more now and defenders and stuff get tired, it'll be a benefit to us and hopefully leave more spaces, which is obviously what our front line are looking to exploit.
Yeah, if you've just joined us for the second half and didn't catch the first half highlights, it's very much Cardiff City side that are looking to play on the break. Lots of pace up front and out wide, and Watford one or two occasions living a little bit dangerously. This high defensive line that the Bluebirds are trying to exploit. Still even. The first goal is going to be a really big one in this game, especially if the Bluebirds get it. And Watford will have to come even higher and press even more, and then there's going to be more space for City to pick them off. Cleared away by Fagan Walcott. Trey George competes for the bouncing ball. It's a nice touch, but it's gone back to a Watford player. Dan Barton with the next header. Tim Conte loses it. It's wide of goal. Albert Ames with the shot. Joe Thomas just watched it wide of his post. No real threat. I think we will see that from Watford in this half, Tom. A few more shots on goal and trying to test the Bluebirds' defence a bit more than they did in the first half.
Yeah, it was well pressured there from two Watford players, and Raheem Conte would obviously rather be on the other side of the pitch doing that.
It's Freddie Cook, goes back to his goalkeeper. Nice ball out to find Louis Giles. There's Conte, drop of the shoulder and a burst of pace from the winger. Wins the throw. It's Kenneford. This ball towards Charlie Davis. Fagan Walcott puts his foot through it. George finds Kenneford, bit of space in the centre circle.
You can see the game really opening up now, which is really going to suit us. And
Tondo into Spears. Will Spears shot on goal saved?
Getting our wide players into more 1v1 situations is going to help.
Yeah, loads of room in the middle of the park there for Kyle.
I think if we can switch the ball as well a bit more, because from the looks of it, there's a lot of space on the opposite side of the pitch. Just about getting our holding midfielders on the half turn, and then Will's getting high as well on that right side.
Yeah, he's got up in support a few times in the first half. Will Spears with Jaffet on that right hand side. Similarly, Louis Giles and Raheem Conte on the left. As a fellow left back, what have you made of Louis? Trained and played with him.
Yeah, like he possesses quality on the ball, and I think we saw first half with our best chance of the game that he's got that quality and delivery as well, which is obviously for the modern day fullback is important, and being a creative outlet as well as being solidly defensively, which he is. I think he's got everything in his game.
Cook tries to play out. Conte and Trey George do well. Put the squeeze on Charlie Davis. To the box. Fagan Walcott deals with it once again. Spears, good footwork, tight to the touchline from Will Spears. Here's George, bit of space for him to drive into. Conte to his left. Louis Giles forced backwards, but drives inside instead. Switch really in this. Watford trying to play forward quickly when they win the ball back. Freddie Cook putting pay to that straight away, and it's the Bluebirds who are driving forward and keeping possession.
Yeah, we're well set up out of possession, like I said first half, that when we do lose it, we're winning it back pretty quickly, which is helping us sustain attacks.
Here's Conte into the box, needs an option, finds it in Barton. That's a strike on goal, blocked.
It's sort of when they do win it back, like we're seeing here, they're really isolated, which it's a credit to our defensive balance.
It's offside against Blake and Torres. Freddie Cook and Louis Giles knew what they were doing there. Just stepped up and allowed the striker to stray offside. Robbed, just brings his man down as well. Gleamfi, number 10 for Watford. Giles can't get the right side. Vadu Poku pulls it across goal and out for a corner it goes. On come the floodlights here at Leckwith.
He's done the first bit really well, Louis, there, following the runner off the 1-2. Rather than looking at the ball, I think he just got a bit of an awkward kick off his knee there, which laid it into the Watford man's path.
Davis to take this corner. Headed away. Back out to Davis though. Barton keeps him company. Just forces another corner. Does well there, Dan Barton. .55 minutes on the clock then. Watford corner. Goes short to Gleamfi. Back to Davis. Swings it in deep. Good take from Thomas. Can City go on the opportunity to go on the break? Raheem Conte wanted it, but probably smart goalkeeping there from Joe Thomas just to put the brakes on and keep possession.
Watford look like they're pressing a bit higher now as well, which means obviously if we do that, we do break that press, we're going to leave ourselves 4v4 opportunities, overloads in attack in the wide areas as well, which is going to suit us.
Composed Fagan Walcott there. That's that ball run back to the keeper. Louis Giles has to battle for this one. Into the box. Cook can't get a clean clearance on it. Rotondo does well though to bring it down. A bit scrappy and they're still alive for Watford here. It's a kind bounce for Adu Poku. Louis Giles on the deck, but City look to break forward instead. Here's Conte. Blue shirts flooding in support. Will Spears on the overlap. That's a great run. Spears into the box. Ball towards the back post and Trey George goes chasing after it. Here's Matondo. Looking for Finn Johnson. Louis Giles still on the deck here, out of picture. Kenneth wrestles possession back. Goes forward to Conte. Kenneford. Push it in the back surely, yeah, free kick. That does give the Bluebirds a chance to get some attention from Louis Giles. Clumsy from the Watford man, just put two hands onto Carl Kenneford, and it's a decent angle for an effort on goal here for the Bluebirds from the free kick.
Yeah, it was a good opportunity as well. Just before that, Raheem Conte 1v1 with Will overlapping on the outside. Just a shame the final ball wasn't there, which has been sums up the game a little bit so far.
Louis Giles back up, thankfully.
There's no one making that back post run in the replay there.
And Trey George, the first man to it. Waiting for the ball in the middle, but it's good signs at the start of this second half for the Bluebirds. It looks like Malachi Fagan Walcott to take this free kick. We've seen Perry NG do it. What can Malachi do? Goes into the wall. Second attempt. Cleared away. Louis Giles back on.
Probably would have benefited from Louis Giles being on the pitch.
Yeah, exactly. Unfortunate. Here goes Will Spears. Ball towards Conte.
I think as a left footer, he'd been licking his lips with that one.
Throw into City then, inside the Watford half. Approaching the hour mark, still no goals in this one, but still all to play for, and the Bluebirds, I think, have probably been favourite to open the scoring in the second half. Look like they're using that space a bit better and moving the ball with a bit more purpose than Watford. That's well defended from Adu Poku. It's a chance here for the visitors. The winger goes into the box up against Louis Giles. Good ball as well, and no one's there to meet it, thankfully.
I just think the Watford attack looks they seem a bit isolated up there. There's only sort of, win the ball back there, there's obviously got the two up front, but there's no one behind that for a cut back, or no left winger there at the back post. I think it's pretty easy for us to defend at the moment.
City try their luck down the right hand side. Finn Johnson chasing that ball as he's done all afternoon. Linesman gives the throw in Cardiff City's way. Referee decides it wasn't, then everyone else changes their mind, and the Bluebirds do get the throw in. Kenneford spears. Kenneford does well to win it back. And that's loose back to Fagan Walcott. Is Torres going into the box. Freddie Cook just sends it back where it came from. Good defending from Raheem Conte out for a goal kick. It's a second bite at it, surrounded by Watford jerseys. Does well to win a throw-in. Cook back to Thomas. Can't get a touch on it. Thomas gets second attempt.
Yeah, I just think we need a bounce in midfield from throw-ins like that, because if we can get a bounce and then switch it, that's where we're going to hurt them, rather than throwing it back and putting ourselves under pressure.
Shove off the ball there on Dan Barton, nothing given by the referee. And that was Watford to move the ball from right to left. It's Eames. Fagan Walcott gets a toe on it. Back with Gayab feet on the edge of the box. Good feet from Gayab feet, but credit to Malachi, yeah. Stood up to it, didn't he?
Well defended 1v1. He looks like a player, the Watford man who can go both ways, so he's done really well there.
Good switch of body shape and direction. Does come at the expense of a corner. Everyone in that 6-yard box. No surprises where this one's going. Good punch away from Thomas, and they'll get another bite at it, Watford. Second corner kick.
Yeah, it looks like they're really trying to stick it on the goalkeeper. Put it into that crowded area and hope that someone can get a flick.
Very congested in there on the goal line. This one's got too much on it, I think, yeah, over the bar. Kenneford turns into space. looking for Trey George. Looking for an option. Force backwards. And Watford press. Tom right up in the City half now.
Yeah, the momentum sort of switched a little bit now, and they really are getting that press right. Whether we might bring on a few bodies now that might give us a different option. Just wait and see, but they seem to definitely have taken control in this match.
That's a lovely cut back, and it's Albert Eames, right back, who gets a strike on goal. Junior Gyamfi, the man who just left it go, knowing there was someone in behind to take a shot on goal. Thankfully, skids wide of the target. Kenneford does well to release Conte. He's got space if he wants the ball. The referee has to stop it because there's a head injury on a Watford player. We are going to see some changes as well from City. Talk us through these, Tom. Tanatswa and Troy coming on. What will they bring?
Yeah, Tanatswa obviously very direct, very much like Jafet, and the fact that he wants to take people on 1v1, and obviously we know he can score a goal as well, which is obviously what we need at the moment. And Troy as well. I haven't played with Troy before, but he's obviously he seems to be up with the 21s quite a lot, so he's quite a young lad, so he's doing well. I think he's going to slot in that number 10 sort of role that Trey was occupying, and I think he might be able to bring some quality in that sort of area. But it's been a bit frustrating for Trey. I think he hasn't really been able to pick up those passes through the lines on the half turn, and sort of the game's been a bit scrappy, which obviously haven't suited him. But
yeah, he's had the ball in moments, but
yeah, at the start of the second half, when the game looked like it was opening up, and that was where he was getting joy. But I think Watford's press is really it's causing us some problems, and I think at the moment we're struggling to play out a little bit, and resorting long is not the best option when our striker's not that big.
Yeah, change your plan then. Change your personnel for City.
If we're going to go long, we've got to clear the last line of defence, because that's where Finley's going to be effective.
Yeah. With
his pace.
We've seen that already today, both on the ball and out of possession. Finn's charging down and chasing. Might get some chances now with Tanatswa Naikua on. Troy Perrett on for Trey George. "20 minutes left in this one for someone to find an opener, which could just be a winner, the way this game has gone." Giles looking down the line for that space. So a foul by Conte on Albert Eames. Giles looking down the line for options. Troy Perrett, Dan Barton, two interested parties. Here is Perrett.
I think he's unfortunate there.
Yeah, referee just saying there's a hold on the shirt, but I'm not too sure about that.
It's good pressure from Freddie. I think I'm being quite impressed with the two centre halves. So they're obviously two of the more experienced lads in the team, but I think they've led by example and been really solid in and out possession.
They're competing with Zav Benjamin for starting spots. Obviously Zav involved at Hillsborough on the weekend, so good chance for Freddie and Malachi to get some minutes together. As we mentioned, I think in the first half, Tom, that's really the aim, isn't it? You've got the likes of Joel Colwell and Cam Antwi and Cian Ashford all involved in FA Cup action, and that just allows the 18s to step up and fill those spots.
Yeah, it obviously gives them good experience as well, because they're going to be moving up to 21s, whether it's this year, next year, preparing them for that, getting games at this time of year where you got boys getting chances in the first team and going out on loan, and it's really good experience, because obviously that was me once, and it really does benefit you.
Will Spears pushed off the ball there. Watford have it back. Fagan Walcott just marshals it back the Bluebirds' way. Michael Adupoku not happy there to have lost the ball, but Watford do have it back. Davis, out wide it goes. Clipped in. Fagan Walcott there again. Good turn from Perrett. Conte offers some support but can't get past Ames.
Yeah, I think that's where we've got to be looking to switch it. Troy's done really well there, getting his body in and rolling his marker, but if we can get then Kyle and Dan on the ball, that's where we can switch it. That's where I think we're going to hurt them. As Kyle's done there, the space opens up. Now we can get to Natsu in a 1v1 situation.
Here is Nyakua up against Freddie Buez into the box. Lost sight of the ball a little bit. Watford release the striker as well. That's accidentally quite a good ball. Adupoku. He's got Torres in the box for company. Once again, Malachi Fagan Walcott puts an end to the danger.
Yeah, I think he thought that ball was going to roll out of play there, but he's obviously comfortable 1v1, and as we saw that there again.
Good ball down the line to Gay Amphy. Can he keep it in? Cleared away by Freddie Cook for City. Conte goes underneath the challenge there. It's a flying jump by Albert Ames. Conte took a whack.
Yeah, it's a good run down the side, sort of corner run, which is something that we've had a lot of focus on over the last few years, and I think it's sort of something that in the first team it's having players who want to go on to the last line, whereas more your midfielders, and it's a really effective way of playing, getting corner runs, and then you get your balls into the box from there.
Yeah, something Watford are trying to force and have been in the last 10-15 minutes or so. Seem to be playing a lot more in the City half than their own, as was the case in the first half. They were happy doing this, just knocking it about.
I think Watford, when they do get into those areas, are sort of struggling for options in the box. So they're doing the first bit right, and then just finding it really difficult to sort of put that last pass together.
Case in point there as Dan Barton steals in to win it back for the Bluebirds. 15 minutes remaining, 0-0 here at Leckwith. Perrett. Back to Giles, bit of space for Conte if this ball can stay in play. Does. Raheem Conte puts it low across goal. Well defended. Finn Johnson was on the prowl there. It's Louis Giles with the throw-in. Barton gets a toe in. Watford come away with possession. This guy Amphy driving at the Cardiff defence. Marcia Edwards had a quiet second half and into corner there though.
Yeah, there's good positioning from Will. I think sometimes in that position as a fullback, I think it's so important to show the pass to the winger's feet rather than in behind, because once he goes in between you and your centre half, it's hard to get back from there and force it wide, and then you can defend 1v1 like Will's done there.
Once again, it's a packed 6-yard box for Watford from this corner. Once again, it's overhit. Quick goal kick taken by Joe Thomas. Troy Perrett picks up the pieces, and there's space here once again for Will Spears. There's space again on the left for Conte if he can be found. Instead it goes to Naikua in towards Finn Johnson. Back with Fagan Walcott. Kenneford. Barton. Nice ball. Space for the midfielder here. Giles. Looking for Conte. There's that switch and that bit of space that you talked about for Will. He's done well to hang out wide and get himself opportunities today, hasn't he?
Yeah, and on the other side as well, we're just seeing there that Raheem Conte's starting to offer in the pitch more, and which is going to create the space for Louis to get on the outside.
It's risky goalkeeping from Macaulay. He doesn't claim. Louis Giles gets a second bite at it. Good ball, Naikua. Still not cleared properly from Watford. Spears does well to chase that loose ball. Wins a corner. Good delivery from Giles. Header not quite there from Tanatsua, but good signs for City approaching the final 10.
Yeah, it's a good run by Tanatsua as well. He tries to get inside the fullback, but ball just looks like it was slightly behind him.
Good delivery, Freddie Cook onto his Dan Barton, edge of the box. Spears comes left towards Perrett. Naikua on the ball. Good ball again to Barton. Conte. Unfortunate there from Raheem Conte. He just tried to stab that to Troy Perrett. Picked off by a Watford man. Oh, that's wayward. Where's this going to end up? Oh, just wide of goal. Josh Mullins is a very lucky man because he sent that back to his goalkeeper, who's not in the best position and slips. City get a corner. They take it quickly. Freddie Cook charging up from the back to get involved. Here's Barton. Unfortunate. Nice idea from Dan Barton. Finn Johnson does well just to keep that ball in play, but it's going to go for a throw.
Both centre half and goalkeeper would have their heart in their mouths as they see that ball just go past the post there.
Shame that it didn't hold up and allow Finn to just run in and tap it in. Everyone's slipping and sliding now. It's Albert Eames back on his feet and gives the ball forward, but City win it back once again. Perrett bundled over, surely a foul.
He's done well so far, Perrett. Since he's come on, he's comfortable with a man up his arse.
There's the ball down the line to Finn Johnson. Conte into the box, gets another chance at it. Raheem Conte. Spears. It looks like momentum's coming back City's way now. A few chances, dominating a bit more of the ball than they did in the middle third of this second half. And a bit more space for runs like this for Louis Giles.
Yeah, I think the changes have helped. Trying to provide a bit of energy to the team, and I think Dan Barton's been able to get on the ball a bit more as well and control things. They don't look a threat either, Watford, at the moment in possession.
Well, they are going to make some changes, the visitors. David Hemminger, number 14, coming on, and number 15, James Collins. Numbers 9 and 10 off for Watford. That is Lekan Torres and Junior Gyamfi. There's Freddie Cook driving down the line. Picks out Johnson. Back to goal. Very nearly releases Raheem Conte there. Good hold up play by the centre forward. Dan Barton sends it high. Finn Johnson battles for it once again, and Watford just about recycle. Kenneth gets an important touch. It goes back to his goalkeeper. There's Louis Giles. Conte shortly being held off the ball there. Referee does come back eventually for the free kick.
Good strength there by Raheem.
Giles goes back to Cook. He's working a better angle for that ball as Giles swings into the box. Dan Barton hooks it back towards the halfway line. Kenneth first to it once again. Is Collins, substitute for Watford, just on. Giles across to Kenneth. Looking for the little ball around the corner to Giles. Doesn't quite come off, but he retains possession. Freddie Cook goes back to Joe Thomas. There's a high foot from Troy Perrett going for the ball. There's hands of apology there straight away. Yellow card for Troy. Stoppage here as Charlie Davis gets a bit of treatment.
Yeah, clearly going for the ball there.
Yeah, not malicious in any way from Troy Perrott, just unfortunate timing, but does give a little chance for everyone to have a breather. And a chance, Tom, for me to ask about Kilmarnock and your kind of aspirations for 2024, your hopes for the rest of this campaign up in Scotland.
Yeah, I think we've had a really good start to our season. I think we're in 4th at the moment, so the aim was at the start of the year was to get top 6, and we're obviously well on track for that right now. And if we could get Europe, that'd be a really successful season. For myself, if I can sort of become a real starter and play it like every game and really establish myself, I think I'd be really happy with that and class that as a successful season.
Here come Watford then with a free kick, sent in towards the back post. Troy Perrott clears away. Couple of minutes remaining in this one. Goalless at Leckwith as Will Spears is forced not to take his throw-in because the visitors are making another change. It's Hamzat Balogun coming on, number 12.
We got Scottish Cup as well when we go back, so I think the manager's quite keen on a good cup run. We obviously don't play as many games as the Championship, so it allows the sort of teams to focus on putting together a good cup run as well.
Conte just asking for a foul, not given. Ball run out of play. Looks like Charlie Davis, the man off for Watford, who was just involved in that high foot incident with Troy Perrott. That's a nice ball from Barton, looking for Nyakua. Can he keep it in? He can, and he turns into space to Natswa. Good ball looking for Troy Perrott. Just a bit too much on it. Here's Perrott, wins it back, creates some space for himself to work it. Nyakua finds Giles. Watford working hard to get the ball back though. It's a City throw as we enter the final minute.
Yeah, combining well there on that left hand side. Tanatswa and Troy. I think they've switched wings now, Raheem and Tanatswa.
Yeah, Raheem Conte just adjudged to be offside there. Coming back from an offside position as he picked the ball up midway inside the half, so Watford have possession back with a free kick. We'll have to play the guessing game of stoppage time. Imagine we'll get a couple of minutes at the end of this one. Kenford does well to win that header. Given a nudge off the ball, so it's a City free kick. Fagan Walcott sends it long towards Nyakua. Given a shove and a kick there to Natsma. Wins the free kick. Finds Carl Kenneford in space. Last chance for City to get something, a winner perhaps in this game. Spears having a wrestling match with his man there, stops him from getting forward. Good pick out by Fagan Walcott. Here's Cook. Freddie Cook charging forward, might have a strike here, into the box, looking for Finn Johnson. Freddie Cook almost picked up the loose ball as well. Carl Kenneford wins it back again. This time it's Conte just brings his man down to stop a quick counter. Not sure why he's on the floor.
Yeah, it was good play there from Freddie. Like I was saying earlier, looks really comfortable on the ball, breaking lines and stepping in as well, like we saw there.
Well, from attack to defence for City, because Watford will swing this forward. You'd think with the clock ticking down. Indeed, long it goes. Kept alive. The header comes in from Eames. Kenneford clears. And that's when Oyakua has two Watford players to deal with. Deals with the first well, the second just picks his pocket. Eames to Collins. Watford can't hold it up. Conte spots Nyakua. Here's Hamiga for Watford. Marcia Edwards. Oh, he's very fortunate there to win a corner, which Watford will look to take straight away. Up come the big boys from the back for one last assault on Joe Thomas's 6-yard box. This time they hang out by the penalty spot, so a different set piece coming in, you'd think, from the visitors. Well held by the City goalkeeper. Can he launch a counter? Spears looking for Nyakua, just behind the winger.
Yeah, I think both teams just lacking that final pass, that bit of quality in the attacking third. It's been a bit of a scrappy game, but you do get, like in Scotland, you do get a lot of games like that. It's like just not many chances in games, and a lot of it is just a lot of changeover in turnover and possession as well, and it's just a shame that no team have really found an opening.
Yeah, this second half's ebbed and flowed. City looked good at the start. Watford pressed high in the middle period of this second half, and the Bluebirds have looked decent at the end. But it does end goalless, a clean sheet to start the new year for Darren Purce's side. It ends 0-0 here. It's been a battle. Not too many chances of note to discuss, but I'm sure that Percy and Blocks will be pleased. Keep a clean sheet and put in some solid foundations to start 2024. My thanks to Tom Davis for joining us today, and all the best for the rest of the season with Kilmarnock.
Thank you. Enjoyed it.
Thank you for watching it with us on Cardiff City TV. It ends here. Cardiff City 0, Watford 0.